Welcome back to the Diagon Podcast, a tabletop role-playing game podcast with no tables involved. I'm your Game Master, Josiah, and with me as always is a player,
William.
And last we left our character, he was getting sent to go talk to someone in a church, because I know just how much my player loves churches.
Yeah, they give out chicken, right?
Exactly. That'd be funny. Every abandoned church got bought out by the chain churches.
But no, we're going to an actual church, and it'll be interesting.
So you are walking over with your local translator, Dasha Koval. She's just kind of telling you about the church as you go. It's an Eastern Orthodox church. It's Church of Saint Mykola, the Shield Bearer, and by her standards, it's a pretty normal one. She is not someone who goes to church, but she's aware of it.
Is the Saint you just named, is that random, or is that based off of real?
No idea.
Cool.
It could be a real one, and it might not be. I just grabbed it off of a generator. So
Okay, no, that's good.
You can never tell with those. Anything you're keeping your eyes out for as you're walking, anything you're talking about.
So from the time that we started talking with the mayor about what's been going on to now, it's only been maybe an hour. Like, it hasn't been that long.
Right. It's been a pretty short period of time. You talked to the mayor, walked over, you had lunch. Then you talked to your team who was getting salt. They showed you that, oh yeah, salt water. Not as effective as regular, just plain salt, but it's a way if you want to be able to project it out, that kind of stuff. Then McKinley sent you with Koval to go talk to the priest.
Okay. Is Koval familiar with the priest specifically? Like, I know you just said that she's not too into that, but...
She knows his name, just because he's kind of a local figure. Father Grigor Radanov. I can type that in chat for you, so you have the spelling.
So I can continue to butcher it regardless?
Yeah, and she says, he's a pretty old guy, fairly traditional as far as she's concerned. She doesn't know how he stacks up to other Eastern Orthodox priests.
Any ties to the Vatican? No.
Not in the Eastern Orthodoxy, no.
Right. Okay, so...
That'd be a big deal.
If they join forces to fight demons or whatever this is.
I need a scene of an Eastern Orthodox and a Catholic priest doing the predator handshake.
That would be actually hilarious. Hey, ChatGPT.
Exactly.
Okay, so me and Koval make our way over there.
All right, you get there. I think you passed by it before. So it's a pretty worn down church. There is some stained glass, but that's about the nicest thing about it.
Does it show a painting of a plant monster?
No, as what you presume is the saint in question, a saint in armor, with his shield raised against a cloud of darkness.
Benjamin thinks to himself, it'd be really handy if that armor was somewhere in the church so we could use it. But I don't think that's like...
So you get there, you push open the doors, you can see right away, the priest is there. He appears to be praying. There is to your right a bowl, basically, but it looks like it's with salt instead of water. And there are some candles that are lit.
I wonder if my character would know that that's odd.
Why don't we make that your first roll? Let's make that a reasoning roll to sort of test your memory.
Okay, so my reasoning is fair, and I've rolled a mediocre, so that keeps me at fair.
See, with fair, I don't know, I feel like knowing what's normal in an Eastern Orthodoxy church as an American would require something better than fair.
But he definitely knows that that's not a thing that is done in the West.
Right, you wouldn't see that at a Baptist or Lutheran or Catholic church.
Right.
It catches your eye, at least.
So before we get to the father, I look over at Carvel and I say, is that traditional here, having salty water?
It's just salt.
Oh, just salt. Having the salt there instead of...
And she nods, yes. Here, let me show you. And so she goes and presses her fingers into it and then touches the lintel. Do you mimic that?
Yeah, I think he does.
All right. She says, it's very Tarnovskan. And then sort of leads you in. The father's just towards the center praying, and he's not going to do anything until you say something.
We wait a couple hours. No. I already know his name, so I'm going to say Father... Dang it, how do you say this name again? Grigor Radanov?
Grigor Radanov.
Grigor Radanov. I say, okay. Hello, Father Grigor Radanov.
I like how you've said it 3 different times.
This is how it's going to go. My character cannot pronounce it.
Your character can. I think that's just you.
Father Grandolph Ravenclaw.
Father Greg. And so he sort of slowly rises. He has to lean on a cane to do it and turns around. And says, hello. He does speak English, luckily for you.
Stay a while and listen.
My name's Deckard Kane. uh, what brings you to the church?
Hello, Father. We're here because, well, there seems to be an incident happening very close to this town, and we're just gathering all the resources we can to help deal with the situation.
He nods and starts hobbling over to the pews because he's an old man and can't just stand around for a long time. Tell me more. What in particular do you need aid from the church for?
Well, not too long ago, I don't know if you heard about the mayor bringing in workers to protect the mines that are close by, but that's why I have this foreign accent. I'm one of the foreigners that have come in to help with this adventure. And we're surveying the area around the mine, and there seems to be this plant monster of sorts that's starting to attack things. I know it sounds a little out there, but your mayor's already on path of making sure to alarm everybody that needs to know and is getting ready to potentially deal with this.
He nods. I have seen many things that should not be in my time. So, do you wish me to pray for you?
That would be much appreciated. Also, the other thing is, me and my comrades have discovered that this plant, whatever it is, does not like salt. And so we were wondering if by chance you might have extra salt in case of emergencies.
All right. So, I'm going to make this a charisma check because now you're actually asking for stuff. And let's go ahead and get your luck for the session.
Okay, so we'll do the luck first, which is poor. Got a +1 to that, so mediocre. And charisma is the next roll. That is good. I got a -1 to that, so that put me at fair.
All right. I do have some stores of salt, yes, but if what you say is true, then I think it might be best to keep most of that for people of the town. But I may share some with you yet. But let us begin with a prayer. And he sort of leads you into that. And he begins speaking in what is not Tarnovskan. I guess make a reasoning roll to see if you know what this is. I really doubt your character knows.
Okay, my reasoning is fair. I rolled a -1, so average. So probably not.
Definitely not. You would have needed a good or a great, I think.
Would
Koval wouldn't know.
Koval wouldn't know. Wow.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to try and do a small portion of this, and I'm going to butcher it. Otkanash is Yesenaba Nebska. And that is the first part of a very long prayer. The prayer probably takes 20 minutes, just straight praying.
Okay.
How patient is Benjamin with this?
20 minutes is a long time to just be sitting around. I would say he's fairly patient. It's really, if Corval is willing to just sit out through this entire thing, then I think my guy would be too.
Yeah, I think she would be just because he's kind of a figure in the area. So it'd be pretty rude to just be like, oh, no, sorry, cut your prayer short. The one that I asked you to do.
Yeah. No, I think my guy would be antsy, but not enough to just storm out or whatever.
All right, go ahead and make another charisma check, this time with a +1 because you actually went along with his whole prayer.
So my charisma is good with the +1 that puts me at great, and a -1, so that's just being back at good.
All right, says, all right, let me guide you, and you may take a barrel of salt. And he leads you to sort of a side building and then sort of directs you. You'll need to go down a cellar to get it. He says, I have to have one of the village boys go down there these days. I can't do it myself.
Well, we thank you, Father. I can go down there and grab it.
I think that was the implication.
Right.
He says, "Thank you." And he just sits on a chair and waits for you to take care of
I'm hoping there's a shield down there too.
that.
Okay. I open up the hatchet or however that is and head down.
Yeah, there's stairs down. Koval follows you. There's some more icons, presumably of the saint down there, but no armor that you've seen yet. The salt's pretty clearly marked. Koval points it out to you, and you gather that and head back up. It's a pretty substantial amount of salt. Think like a wine barrel or whiskey barrel, so good amount.
Okay. A wine barrel of salt. About how heavy do you think that would be?
It's pretty heavy. It's both of you carrying it.
So we get that. Let's just go back up. We got what we needed.
Yeah. So you head back up. I assume you're just going to go meet up with the rest of your group again.
Before I leave, I'd like to thank the Father, and also I'd like to ask if this does turn out worse, do you have enough space in your church to house people?
We have housed some people of the town before, but if you're asking of all of them, no, the town has grown beyond what we can hold.
Okay, just keep on praying and keep an ear out for orders from the mayor.
And I'd like you to make one more charisma check.
Okay. So with my charisma at good, I rolled a mediocre, so that keeps me at good.
You are not the first foreigners I've seen of late. And that's all he says.
Okay, so potentially a clue of some sort.
Yep.
Too bad we can't just talk with the old man more and get information out of him. Okay, so I think we're going to head back with the rest of the group, make sure that we have all the salt that we've gathered, and what happens from there.
All right, so takes some doing, but you're strong enough. So is Koval that you haul that barrel to where you expected to meet up with everyone, get loaded up, and start heading back.
Has everybody met up at this point?
Yeah.
So I want to communicate with them that what the priest said or the father said. Also say that he had mentioned that we weren't the only foreigners that have been around lately. I don't know. It might not be anything, but I'd be interested to find out who else is here that's clearly not a local.
I think everyone kind of nods at that. Pretty much everyone understands the importance of intel. You guys start heading back. Luckily, on your way back, while you can tell that the growth has continued, it hasn't encroached on the road yet, so that much is good.
Can we tell that it's moved a lot?
You're pretty sure that it has moved some.
Okay. And it's just as vibrant as it was before?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you make your way back, and McKinley, let's see, I think he kind of radioed in a lot of this stuff, but he's going to sort of get everyone together and start giving out orders. You're going to set up a salt perimeter, you're going to have a watch to see if it approaches, you're going to start maintaining regular contact with the town, all of that kind of stuff. You guys came out with a pretty healthy haul of salt. Seems like Tarnovska likes salt.
You might be tied to their church, apparently.
Yeah. And I think it was the first session you saw some people had it on their windows.
Right.
So big salt market. So let's see. I don't think you would be one of the ones working on the salt perimeter because I think that'd be probably Marcus and maybe Thompson. It's not like a crazy huge perimeter to set anyways. And then he does want you and Ortega to go see how far it's advanced in the time that you've been gone, basically. So just go out again and see how it compares to where it was this morning.
What was Ortega's specialty again? He's the sniper?
Yeah, water guns with salt water.
So are these like super soaker water guns?
Yeah, as well as pouches with some salt.
Okay. So I look over at Ortega and I say, "You ready to go out there and check this out?"
He's holding the super soaker like a rifle. He's like, I suppose so. You guys start trekking out. Make an agility roll. I'm assuming that at this point you want to be out there as little as possible because it's creepy.
We want to confirm what we see and get out. Okay, so my agility is good. I rolled a mediocre, so good.
All right, so you're making pretty solid time. You get out a ways. It's about where you would expect it to be, so it has advanced, but not as much as last time because it hasn't been as long. You drop another pin so that you can sort of compare the distance. Make a perception check.
Okay, my perception is great. Not rolling too hot today. So mediocre, so stays at great.
Okay, great's enough. You get a glimpse of what you think is a piece of metal and can't see much more, but you can ask Ortega to scope it.
I see a piece of metal just out in the landscape, or
Like
what do you mean?
into the heavily vegetated area.
Okay, so I'll point that out to Ortega. Check that out really quick.
All right, so he's going to take a step back so that you're covering him with the soaker in case it like surges forward or something. And it's like he's taking a minute, like he's not sure what he's seeing, and then he puts it back down and pulls out his soaker. It's a man. He's been subsumed by it. His skin has turned to bark.
And I'm sure it's a thing with modern scopes, but back then, was there an option to take a photo with your scope?
No, most modern scopes, I doubt you can do that.
That's a shame. That would make sense to have that as a thing. But regardless,
I forget what the term is, but basically it's a hard scope. So that's digital at all.
it's just mirror lenses. Well, crap. Is there any identifiable features about this man? Something with his clothing that would signify where he works or anything like that?
No, he had an axe, which I believe is what caught your attention. Perhaps he was looking to get firewood or was some sort of trapper.
Okay. I like that. The idea that a little bit of light reflected off the metal, and that's what caught my eye. Well, shit. Okay. We need to go back and report this.
Agreed. I will cover our six. I do not wish either of us to have our back to this thing. So you guys make your way back slower this time because Ortega is understandably paranoid now.
Does he still see this man?
No, not from a distance without the scope.
Okay.
So, but once you kind of broken line of sight with it, he's willing to go back to a normal walk.
Then that's when it runs super fast and gets us.
You've dropped the pin. Ortega is probably more rattled than you've seen him before. Doesn't show much, but it's a pretty freaky thing to see, even for someone who's killed people.
Right. Okay, so we're going to find John and explain to him what we just saw.
Yeah, so Ortega starts filling McKinley in pretty much as soon as he sees him. There was a man who had been taken by this growth. His skin had turned to bark, and it appeared he was being merged into a tree. We only spotted him because he had been holding an axe, and McKinley is rubbing his face like, of course, this gets worse. Why wouldn't it get worse? Says, all right, I don't know if that can change our strategy here too much. Just make sure we've got that salt line covered, make sure everyone's got salt on them, and we're keeping a watch all hours.
I think I should report this to the mayor because this is a whole new thing that needs to be known that everybody is in danger.
All right, I'll tell Volkov to get on the horn.
It'd also be good for us to find out if there's any other outsiders other than our group. For all we know, this guy with the axe could have been an outsider.
Right, I'll tell her to throw that into the message as well. We may want to make another trip into town to see what we can learn about that in the morning.
Sounds like we're not going to get any sleep, though, with around the clock surveillance.
We can manage. There's enough of us. And as far as we can tell, it's only coming from one direction. I went ahead and had the others check the other, and it seems like it's all radiating out from some point.
With how much it's moved, I just won't be surprised if the next day it's touching the town.
He nods. He's pretty worn out just trying to manage this. He sort of dismisses you to, that's pretty much all you can do for the day.
Okay.
So it's in the evening. Demos is serving up the food. You guys got some decent stuff now. You've got sort of a beans and rice thing going. Anyone you want to talk to in particular? Anything you're doing to try and take your mind off of this? I'll say if you experience elevated stress long enough, I'm going to start giving you health penalties.
That's nice. Is Koval still with us?
Yeah, Koval is, as long as you're in Tarnovska, Koval is basically part of your unit. And depending on how she performs, McKinley might try and poach her.
Right. So I want to ask Koval about what the father. I keep on changing his rank dramatically. I asked her about the father and what he has said about other outsiders, other foreigners, and if that rings anything to her.
I think with the timing of things, she wouldn't know. So she goes, no, I haven't seen anything, but I escorted you all from the border, so hard to say.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So when this might have happened, she was not there.
Yeah, visit us for tourism, let's just say that. And there is no university to make inquiries at in this town. So I share your suspicions that this is not a native problem.
I think in the morning we really need to talk with your mayor.
Let's see, make a charisma check as you're talking to her.
Okay, my charisma is good. Yeah, +1. So great.
She is sort of rolling that around in her head. I think there is another group that we should talk to that would be more familiar with foreigners.
Tell me more.
So now I need to pull this up.
Loading, loading, loading.
You get that spinning disc and the progress bar that hits 99% and then hangs. There is a faction in the miners' union that does not care for the deal that is being made with the Russians to open this mine. They could perhaps know something. If we play our cards right, we might inquire. I would suggest only you and myself go to avoid generating too much attention.
Okay, so to recap, it's talking to the miners' union.
As well, there is another group that certainly would not have been involved, but would have taken note of any foreigners. A sort of nationalist group. They call themselves the Coal Shadows.
Cold or coal?
Coal, as in Coal.
Okay, so we got the miners' union, the coal shadows. It's a lot of people to talk with. I hope we have enough time to gather this information.
And as always, you're taken off guard by Uncle Jurgis. I'll be poking around myself. And then he wanders off, as he always does.
This town needs all the poking around it can muster, honestly.
It is time for you to go to bed before you have to take your shift.
So I think before I go to bed, I'm going to talk with John and just let him know there's this thing I want to follow up on with our guide in the morning. So that's what I'll be doing.
So he nods and says, all right, so in that case, what we'll do in the morning, assuming everything hasn't gone to shit overnight, I'll take you, Koval, and Jurgis into town. I'll talk to the mayor. Jurgis will do whatever it is Jurgis does, and you and Koval look into this.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan, John. And yeah, I'll go to bed and whoever wakes me up to do the shift, do that.
All right, and I think that's a good place to call it.
Okay. Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the 4th episode of Season 5 of the Die Again podcast. Benjamin has a solid plan to try to find more information with the Miners Union and the Coal Shadows. We at the Die Again podcast love hearing your thoughts, so drop your comments wherever you're turning in from. Also, don't forget to follow us on X, Threads, and Blue Skies. Just search for Die Again podcast, all one word. Bye.